Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right, guys. So we've established one of the main sweeps. Anybody have any questions about that sweep? You okay, boss?
Yeah, I got knee issue.
Okay, fair enough. Take care. Yeah. Take care of yourself. Anybody have any questions about that technique, about the barrel, or that's the old school sweep, by the way. I'm curious. I do want to make one quick note about this. I noticed this was one of the pieces, and this is like one of the things that I think is one of the least intuitive about this sweep. But if you get this part down, I think it makes a huge, huge difference in how easy it is to finish. It's one thing to get to the position, it's another thing to seal the deal with the sweep. So if I grab you real fast. So we go into the thing, blah, 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 and he walks, I go. Okay, we get here. If I keep his knee off of the floor, so meaning the knee that, can everyone see what I'm talking about? This leg in the half guard, not the one that's bent, but the one that's straight. If I keep his knee on me as I go, I have to turn his whole hips over to sweep him. It's hard. Jiu-jitsu is hard. You go back. What I want to do, guys, see how I have his knee floating? I want to drift him towards Tony and Chase. Hey, guys. So that this knee touches down. So now, all of his weight is on his two knees, his hands, and maybe a little bit his belly, right? The point is, guys, what that means is it's not on my hips. What do I need to move here?
Hips.
My hips. So do I want his weight on my hips?
No.
No. So I transfer and then pull this back behind me. You guys see that? You guys see my legs at all?
Yeah.
At all? Yeah? So then when I'm ready to go up, all of his weight's on his knee. So as I pull this foot towards me and I put weight on him, I've already started passing. You guys see what I'm saying? I literally just push his butt to the floor. So it's very important that as you make that transfer, take a chat here for just a moment. I'm up, right? I gobble, and I'm holding the shin. Then I drift him down so that his knee plants on the ground. Then it's kick and transfer. Boom. Then it's like I'm pulling his foot away from him as I lean this shoulder into him. And usually at this point, you ask Mike, once I start pulling the foot towards him and pushing the shoulder into him, your butt wants to drop down already, right?
Yeah, and my upper right hip, I can't do anything with it. So
Right.
it's just.
There's no grabbing a hold of me in that particular spot. Does that make sense, guys? Excellent. So when we drill this again, if you guys want to incorporate that nuance, I just want to point that out because it's like, and the thing about the old school sweep is, and Tony, you pointed this out when you're drilling, is like there are a lot of little moving parts to it. There's a lot of little steps and there are a lot of little nuances. There's a big difference between grabbing the foot and grabbing the pinky toe. There's a big difference between holding their shin with your hand and with your elbow. There's a big difference between letting their knee touch down and not letting their knee touch down. So it's easy to overlook some details, but I feel like by and large, that's the biggest one that people tend to overlook and is consequential. Does that make sense? Like, sometimes you can just grab the foot and you'll win the fight. It's not advisable. You should always aim for the pinky toe, but, sometimes you suck. It happens, That's how it goes. Sometimes. Sometimes. Oh no, this just got existential. Nonetheless, there is one very common way people will defend this sweep. And actually, Mike, I'm going to have you do this to me because the counter to this defense is so stupid simple. And I will tell you guys now, if you get good at these three sweeps, the barrel roll we did last week and we drilled today, the old school sweep we just did, and this sweep, which I will call the lawnmower sweep, if you get good at these three sweeps, this series, this third one, you remember how, for those of you that were here for the leg rope series, I talked about how the leg rope is the most reliable pass. It's the one you'll have the most access to. The shuffle is going to present itself a lot, and then that cradle sit-through is the one that's going to, if you get to that pocket, it's the one that's going to, boom, seal the deal the most. Like, if they put themselves there, the percentage of success is, astronomically high. This sweep is that example in this series. The barrel roll and the old school are probably the two most common accessible sweeps. Like, this is very situational. But if they give you this situation, this sweep is, I think, the highest percentage sweep in from underhook half. I have hit this on some big motherfuckers, really big dudes. So I can say this works not only dealing with a size disadvantage, it also deals with very good people because they make the logical choices to funnel themselves towards this pocket. So I have Mike in half guard. You're under. Let's actually get you on this one. He gets to the underhook, I'll say blah, right? He goes for his barrel roll, right? Hand walk, he flip-ups. And he gets here, and then I sprawl. So now if he tries to drive into me, it won't work. If he tries to log roll me the same way he did before with his body, try to log roll with your body, it won't work. What is he to do? What? Hey, what's up, boss?
It's okay.
what Mike is going to do, hold on to my foot really tight. Mike is going to grab my pinky, hold on to my pinky knuckle. No, the same way you had it, same sweep. And he's going to pull my foot to the ceiling and then behind him. Right. Yeah. Guys, I am telling you right now, this thing is so stupid powerful because at the end of the day, can I get you based out in heavy turf?
Yes.
Really strong turf, right? Moving Mike would be very difficult, yes? If I can move his leg, he's gonna move. You see what I'm saying? He's not gonna like be able to stay stationary. This is why, for those of you maybe who've done some spin under armbar stuff, you grab the far foot and pull it over. That's what this is doing. So if we switch positions, let's go back here. Blase blah, we go in the barrel roll, he hand walks, and then he sprawls on me. Now it's very hard to come up into this, right? He's heavy, I try to log roll him, it's heavy. Guys, literally, I just push, can you move this hand please? I just push this bottom knee into him, and I pull, so go ahead and post your hands, and I just pull his foot behind him. I just the goal is, guys, to take his foot away from his butt. You see what I'm saying? Just lawnmower, yeah. That's right. Thank you. Like, guys, I wish I had more to say, but really that's it. It's just literally push your knees into him, like kind of like a John Wayne kind of, I'm here, like, boom. And really all that's doing is just assisting in the mechanism once I start turning him, but it's literally just take their foot, and pull it up and away from them. So I'm not trying to roll them. This is very important. I'm not trying to log roll them. Yes, like, it's not a log roll. It's I'm pulling his foot away and making him take a big back step. I'm forcing a back step. I'm just forcing it at a moment where he doesn't really have the positioning to actually stabilize the scenario. Do you see that?
No.
Does that make sense, guys? Anybody need to see that again? No? Yes? No? Maybe? Yes? No?
Will that work if they don't sprawl?
Not really, but if they don't sprawl, just old school sweep them. Right. Basically, it's like they kind of have to feed back into one of the three, right? They either have to allow you to get under their shin and roll, they either have to allow you to grab their foot in old school, or they have to allow you to lawnmower them. They kind of have to do, like, you know, there's some options when it's more like they'll stifle you in ways that before you get under their hips, which is actually what next week's class is about. Whole another month of this. That's right. We log rolling people, barrel roll, in fact. Does that make sense, guys? Excellent. Partner, work it out. 1, 2, 3.